Hello everyone, Death Stimulator here, bringing you some more naval action. So over the last couple of days we've been fairly battle focused, got a few kind of interesting-ish battles, and now almost reached Flag Captain, 2,000 experience or so to go. We've come back to more familiar waters around Plymouth to do a little bit of hunting. See if we can find some single ships of similar size, pirates and Swedes there. Well, nah, might be a bit of a waste. We'd be able to sink them fairly quickly, but yeah, easy come, easy go. I'm actually interested in going up against the Cerberus there, but they've got the wind on us. They might come in this direction though. We'll see how that works out. In the meantime, though, we're going to work our way up to Oranjestad, past, I think it's Charlestown and all that there. Should be a nice little trip, as it's actually been quite a while since we've been back here. At least for me, I've spent a lot of time playing that I haven't necessarily been recording or showing, which is good. It's let me progress quite a bit in the experience range, because it does take you quite a while to get up to that next tier. And then of course even more to the one after that, which is going to be interesting, but we'll be up at around the 60s, I think the high 60s, maybe even low 70% range for our crew. Which means the Blown is going to be handling a lot better. We're actually going to be able to pull off those turns. And reload speed. Reload speed, very important. Even with our modules, we've got a Mastercrafted, so that's the purple magazine access. And we've got a Fine, which is the blue Powder Monkeys. I think that's the order they're in. As well as we've actually got optimized ballast on this. It's Mastercrafted, so that's good. That has helped us get with adjusting our keel a bit without having to do as much wind gating, which, to be honest, I'm usually distracted and don't do when I'm recording battles, which is not the best. In any case, I have to be careful as the topography of the area has changed a bit. And last time, it had changed last time I was here, but I wasn't spending very much time around here, so I've just got to be careful and make sure that I take things slow. Not too slow, of course. Actually, we can afford to go this angle. I was worried. For some reason, I wasn't too sure how far kind of to the north of us Charlestown was. I thought Charlestown was actually over here, but you can see it quite clearly on that island. Well, in the meantime, we'll cut away and come back when we've got something interesting. See you shortly. And we're back. So we decided to pick a fight with 3 Mercuries. I know, it'll be a fairly straightforward match, but it's better than doing nothing, and there's virtually nothing around this area at the moment, which is rather annoying. In fact, in general, having just come up from down south, it seems to be very quiet at the moment, everywhere for ships. I also thought it might be a nice opportunity to kind of segue into a short discussion and get some feedback in relation to basically the idea, one of the big problems in the game at the moment, or I shouldn't say problems because I don't think it's a problem, but a perceived problem, which is the idea of ganking. So there's been a lot of discussion about this, and I have my own thoughts on it, namely that it's not really a problem. In general, you don't get a lot of ganking at low levels because the low-level ships behave quite differently to the larger ships, so you can usually run away from people who are trying to gank you. It's actually one of the really nice things that I felt was quite balanced about the game, is the fact that unless the enemy ships are coming at you in something of a similar size and just outnumbering you, which for the most part they don't, then you're not going to get ganked early on, and that's not until you start getting a mid-sized ship. And by that point, it is a multiplayer game. You should really be getting involved with your community and your nation and seeing what happens. And if you want to be if you want to go it alone, that's fine as well. But that's where the risk lies. You're going to run into groups of players who are going to attack you. And part of it is the fact that it's actually so hard to get an even game in this. I've approached people who I've had the upper hand on, who've had the upper hand on me, and they've legged it. I've legged it from battles where I've been kind of even-ish against someone, or they've had more crew than me. Just because it wasn't going to work out, or because, namely, when I'm trying to do something else, if I'm in a bit of a rush, I tend to be like, no, I'm not going to fight you, I'm just going to run. And the biggest issue is that people run because they don't want to lose their ship. That's basically what it comes down to. People are happy to throw away, the basic starting links, just running out and getting in a fight with giant ships and losing it and going back, right? That's not an issue for someone. But the second you bring in the durability factor, people are precious about their ships. And can you blame them? They often take a lot of time and effort to get. And I feel that a lot of the problems would go away if they removed durability. It's been said that ganking is a problem in the game. Well, turn it around. If you get ganked, and you've got and there's no durabilities on your ship, you're not going to have a problem turning and just running your ship into them and getting a lot of XP, more than any of them are going to get. If somebody wants to have a fight with you, and you might be in a rush, well, they can sink you quickly. You can just charge at each other or whatever. You don't have to slog it. You don't have to worry about losing your durability in an even match. People are going to be happier to fight. I don't know. It's just my 2 cents on it. I feel if people weren't worried about durabilities, they'd fight more. They'd not worry about ganks as much. They'd use the ganks as an opportunity to get free experience by fighting a bunch of high level ships. And I've seen a lot of, well, not a lot, but some people have suggested very extreme measures for dealing with ganking. Complex systems of basically battle restrictions where people can choose who they fight and stuff like that, and it's just silly. I'm sorry. It's a bad idea. Being only so many ships can get into this fight, and the defender gets to pick what they're versing, and it's overcomplicating it. Just remove the durability. That way that person's only going to be mildly inconvenienced. They'll get taken to the nearest neutral or allied port and be done with it. And they sunk, so what? Sure, it means that you're removing a bit of the risk of the game. But once you've reached a reasonable level, once you're basically where I am, you're not too concerned about losing your ships anymore anyway. Yes, this is a very nice Bologna. It's a very rare Bologna as well. It's one of the few in the game that has 5 upgrade slots. There aren't many ships like that floating around anymore. And as such, I'm a little precious of it. I'll be honest. Until I can crew it fully, I'm probably not going to go one-on-one against a player. Unless they're similarly crewed, if they've only got 200 up on me, well, not 200 probably. If they've only got 100 up on me, that'd be fine. But that's just because I'm not going to get as many shots off against them, to be honest. And that's the big problem I've noticed at the moment for me, is getting reloaded. I don't know what I was thinking Was I just a tad high? Rats. I really thought that was on target. Hard case. Well, in any case, that was just my 2 cents on it. It's something that I don't really see as being a major problem, but I find it to be quite an inconvenience. Regardless of anything else. Same thing, actually, sorry, this came up in conversation earlier today that I was having with someone. Battle timers. The fact that you can't join a battle after a certain amount of time, I find really frustrating. And I, for the life of me, can't understand why it's implemented that way. What I've heard, sorry, let me start again. What I've heard is that it's to prevent you, like, having a ship catch up to someone and keeping them there, so that like larger ships can catch up or whatever. But that's tactics. That's actual tactics. that is how you outmaneuver enemy ships with your fleet. It's how you get your big ships to take out their little ships. And it comes back to something that I was thinking about the other day as well. Names. I'd like to see, as you increase your rank, you don't see names anymore. So maybe it's a gradual progression. Maybe until you're, I don't know, my rank. What am I? Post-captain. Until post-captain, you can see everyone's ranks. And then when you hit post-captain, you can only see allied ships' names. And then by the time you're, I don't know, Commodore or something like that, you don't see any ships' names at all. And the reason that I like to see that implemented is so you can actually get evolving tactics that make use of, well, the game's effects. I actually should look at dropping my settings so I can see about smoke. But the other day I was in a fight with someone, and I thought, this would be a great opportunity I had the opportunity to go left or right. And I'm like, well, if I go one way and they go the other, I could escape, or I could get on their tail or something like that. And I was thinking it would be a great tactic, and then I remembered, well, they can just see my name. They'll know which way I'm going. I was completely obscured in smoke. So they couldn't see which way my ship was headed, but they'd be able to track my name, so it wouldn't make a difference. There was a lot of smoke. I kind of should make that, probably push that idea, is that there was so much smoke, but with the smoke you can see a person's name through it, so it doesn't matter. And it's just little things like that that can actually make quite a difference in the experience and the gameplay. But once again, just my 2 cents. It's not a problem with the game in itself, but it's just something that I feel could benefit the game long term and create a very different feel to the game and open up options, both tactically and strategically. Probably less, not so much strategically. That's not very big picture, I suppose, but certainly in the over the course of a battle, it could play quite. It could have quite the impact. Also, new ramming mechanics. I'm not too concerned about running into a small enemy ship like this. Right. gone alright. Probably haven't done quite the amount of damage that we should have. Probably should have switched up to double, to be honest. But I like the... I've been quite enjoying using standard ball shot. And the damage increase is only 0.5 more. So, and particularly against smaller ships, that doesn't make too much difference. And we'd be fine if I hadn't missed that entire volley against, I think it was Kenway earlier. Normally I'd try to fight something a bit closer to our size at least, but there really was not much around. I was talking with a neutral player actually, and they were saying that they were struggling to find pirates, because of course neutral players can only attack pirates or ships with contraband. And they were sitting in between like three major pirate ports. And they were not... they weren't seeing any pirates. May as well pop our module repair. Keep things down. Hopefully Kenway here will actually pass us. We can make use of our left guns. And we can wrap this up. 15 minutes is not a terrible amount of time. Hopefully you get close to 200 experience for it and a couple of thousand gold, maybe about 3,500. It's still mostly guesses at this point. There we go. If we can get our positioning right, we can probably finish them off here. Or maybe not. I'm not entirely sure if they've popped their repair yet. They may have. Well, as they haven't popped a repair yet, I'd say that should be the last of it. We came out of that one reasonably well. Not too many bumps or bruises. And we can now move on to basically having a look around and seeing if we can find a decent ship to sink. Alright, well, let's see if my prediction was right. 4,000 gold and 170 XP. Not great, and already got a better magazine access, so that's something that we can probably look at selling. There's a lot of options at the moment. Especially if you're fortunate enough to have a ship with 5 module slots. Alright, the wind's favouring us, which is excellent. We ended up coming a bit too far south. I'm pretty sure if we head back northwest, we should be looking at heading to Arad, our home port. Well, in the meantime, we'll cut away and come back shortly. See you then. And we're back. So we've reached Arad. We're doing some repairs. We're going to look at purchasing some repair kits. Yeah, 4,000, that's acceptable. We're fully stocked on them for the Bologna. And we'll probably go and sell that improved magazine access. Wow, really? That's it. That's all the upgrades in Arad. That's not good at all. Well, I'll drop off that improved magazine access. That's going to be fine. Have a look what we've got. We've got the extra pump, extra hammocks, improved magazine access, master crafted, powder monkey's fine, and an optimized ballast. We've got standard cannons across the board. Now, what I'm probably going to do, seeing as we're around Arad, we can probably take some risks, have some fun. I'm actually going to take our frigate out. And doing that, I'm actually going to slap on, I think it's one upgrade. So I'm actually going to slap on the improved magazine access. Because we'll be running around in a ship full of carronades. Very nice carronades, I'll say, but carronades nonetheless. And we're just going to go and have a bit of... just basically, I've been missing carronades. I've been missing them a lot. And I'd like to just get in there and kill some stuff. Sure, we won't be able to take on a Bologna if we see it, but I haven't seen any lone Bolognas around the place. So we may as well take our frigate out. It's been a little while. It'd be nice to get things moving a little bit faster. In the meantime, this is the plan. And once we've found something, I'll bring you guys back. See you then. Hello everyone, Death Stimulator here, bringing you some more naval action. Well, continuing anyway. So, we've been able to attack a Belpool player from Great Britain. And we've got the wind on them, and they're going to run. Okay. We would have only had the wind for a little while. They'll actually probably be able to get away from us here. Yeah. That's a shame. So, it's a Belpool. It's... oh, actually, they're a master and commander. Does that... they might be undercrewed. Which would certainly be problematic for them. I don't think we've got proper chasers. I think we've only got carronades. Why would I have carronades on the front? Yeah, that's not great. So we'll set ourselves up a couple of points off the wind. See if we might be able to gain a little bit of speed on them. Got about 2 minutes before they'll be able to exit the match. Do I think the Belpool could win over the frigate? Not entirely sure. I like the frigate. I probably favour the frigate a little bit too much. But against a Bell pool, I feel the extra armour and guns are probably going to play the deciding factor. Though we do have carronades, and I don't think that's what they have. I think they have longs? No, those look like mediums. So if we could get in close, that would probably have the advantage, but if they could keep us at range, then they'd definitely have the match. Unfortunately, yeah, we need to look at putting longs on this if we want to chase people down. Still, can't blame them, I suppose, for running if they're undercrewed. Alright, I mean, I'll probably cut away if we don't catch them, but if we do, I'll cut the feed around here then. I don't know, maybe. They can leave in 30 seconds. Got to be more careful with how we attack people, I guess.
User left your channel.
Just hold off and see if they actually escape. If we can catch them again, I would try and get a bit closer to them. Oh yeah, we had a battle with some AI and we picked up an exceptional optimized rudder and a common powder monkeys, but that's quite nice. Basic powder monkeys. Very happy to have picked up that optimized rudder. I have ballasts on my Bellona at the moment, and I'll probably replace it with the rudder. How about turning it just a little bit? Alright, not going to spend too much time worrying about getting that player. And instead, try to make our way, at the moment with the wind, down to Plymouth. Just keep an eye out in case they do try to gank us. We'll avoid going anywhere near allied ships. They're allied ships, so we will avoid stuff like Great British traders and that sort of thing. It's not great, but these things will happen. Oh, okay, well they're downwind of us. Mind you, we're wanting to head over to Plymouth. I'm not going to focus on pursuing them too hard. I think we're roughly the same in open world. In terms of speed. Where is my speed? Oh yeah, there it is. 21 knots. I'll pursue them a little bit. Don't really want to pursue them all over the place. But with us gaining ground like this, I'm curious more than anything else if they're severely undercrewed. I've got terrible memory, especially when it comes to stuff like the ranks and your crew ratios. should really just exit help, actually. It's the whenever I see the stuff flickering, I just kind of go to it to stop it flickering. I don't think we're actually getting any close to them at this rate. Mind you, I also don't know where they're going to head. Can't think of any English ports that are down this way that they'd be able to get to easily. I could be wrong, I could be mixing up which sides of the islands they're on, because I'm thinking for some reason that they'd have to cut round to the other side of the islands to get in, which would let us kind of head them off. Nah, we're not making any ground, that's alright. We will break off our pursuit. Come about to Plymouth. Stop in, check what's available, see if there's anything we'd like for sale. So, fairly unsuccessful hunt. That's basically the only ship we've spotted in quite a while, about half an hour or so, that's been a similar size to us. Let alone something we could fight. Unfortunately, everything else has been large Bellona fleets or small groups of cutters. Not even any more groups of 3 Mercuries or Brigs or anything like that. Just not good hunting today. Well, we might wrap it up here then. Well, once we've checked out Plymouth. I will probably log off, take a bit of a break. Get ourselves repaired. We've got 11, that's enough repair kits. Alright, any particular ships? Bell pools, that's it. It's alright. Alright, well, as usual, it's been Death Stimulator. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, do let us know, and please consider liking, commenting, favouriting or subscribing, as your support does mean the world to me. I'll see you all next time.